So yeah, the different behaviors have gotten me like thinking, does he already have someone else? And it does make me feel like shit even more. It really does, because I feel like I'm that easily replaceable. It's an ego thing. I know that. I know it's an ego thing. But I'm not gonna lie, it makes me feel like shit. It really does. It makes me feel horrible about myself. And I wish it didn't. I wish it didn't, but it does.
Yo, what is going on, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So on today's episode, we're doing a little bit of a throwback here. We're taking a look at a woman who is going through a divorce, or I think she's looking at divorcing her husband, but she's been replaced. She feels like she's been replaced already. It's all a very bit, it's all a bit vague, but it seems like she's going through a divorce and she sees that her husband or ex-husband or whatever has already replaced her. And of course, she's not happy, because what this means is, despite the fact that she seems to want the divorce, he has someone lined up and she will be returning to the streets. Now, excuse me for a second here, guys. Before we jump into today's episode, don't forget to go and subscribe to Hadan for sending us today's video to cringe at. I'm going to leave him linked in the video description. And let's take a listen to this woman's story, okay? So we'll try and piece it together. As always, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments, because oftentimes, I miss out on things. I miss things all the time. For obvious reasons, the women in these videos like to keep the story very vague so that no blame can be attributed. Let's jump in.
I felt compelled to respond, to make a video in response to what someone commented on another video about my children's father, H, wanting, like, pressuring to file for divorce.
My children's father. Huge red flag right there. Immediately just denoting the kids as her own, despite the fact that they are also the man's kids. More reasonable things to say would be our children, but hey.
Because he possibly has someone else, and it's something that I wish this person hadn't commented, because I have been thinking about that, and it makes me feel even worse than what I already do, because it's something that I've definitely also thought about, and his actions have made me think that this is a possibility. And it's just not good for my self-esteem. Which I'll continue in another video, because I think I have to create these short videos.
I'd be interested to know what exactly these actions are, right? What exactly is causing you to think this? And also, she goes on to say that she's the one that wants to divorce in a second here. And again, I don't know why these people, they're like married or they're in relationships, and a lot of these individuals' first thoughts is to go on TikTok and to post information about their marriages, about their private lives. Okay? Like, if you're having issues with your husband, or you perceive to be having issues with them, I don't know, but like, the last thing I would personally do, like, if I had a wife, which I don't, because I think marriage is a bad idea for men, but if I had a wife, hypothetically, and we were having issues in our relationship, the last thing I would do would be to jump on TikTok and make a video series talking about it, right? These are the kinds of things which, like, it makes me hard to have sympathy for these women, because right off the bat, I don't believe them, because they're posting for attention online. You see what I'm saying? Like, I would love to just believe everything this woman's saying, and she's being done dirty, but we're posting about our marriage online. So, like, to what extent can I actually believe you when it's clearly for attention? It's actually a little bit rough listening to this woman talk, but you know what shouldn't be rough, guys? Your skin, which is why today's episode, in this absolutely seamless segue, is brought to you by Tej Hanley. For those of you guys who don't know, Tej Hanley is a skincare company that focuses on uncomplicated skincare for men, with their whole goal being to make the entire process really simple for guys like you and me. I have personally been using them for a very long time, even before they were a sponsor of the channel. There are different skincare systems that you can choose from with them, but personally I think a good place to start is with their level 1 system, where you get all of the basic stuff. You get a daily face wash for cleaning your skin properly. It gets rid of all the dirt and the grime. You also get an exfoliating scrub to help you remove dead skin, and on top of that you get both an AM and a PM moisturizer to help with sun exposure and skin hydration. Tej Hanley is a great skincare choice for men, with the whole process from start to finish being really simple. When you order from them, the box literally comes with an instruction card that explains how to use products. So even if you are exactly like one of the women featured in today's video, chances are that even you could figure it out. They also have lots of different 5-star reviews from all over the world, which you can find on their website, which I'll throw up on screen now for you to take a look at. If you decide to become a member of Tej Hanley, you also get an extra 20% off of retail price, the ability to customize your box, and you also get deals that nobody else has access to. On top of that, you can also customize or change your order at any time. And for those of you who are US citizens, there is also free shipping for you guys. And guys, because Tej Hanley is sponsoring today's video, they are offering you a great deal. Just click the link in the description for 30% off of your first box, as well as a free gift in the form of either a free dop kit or a high quality dowel. So don't miss out and click that link to get started today. And let's get back to today's episode.
I knew he was coming after 3 months of not seeing him and him not seeing his kids. I even offered for him to stay here. I thought it would be a better transition for the kids to see him, and then we would talk to our daughter, our oldest daughter, 7 months, 7 years. Oh, 7 years old, almost 7 years old. And he didn't want that. He said he wanted his space, and he is a person that wants his space. When he's next to me and he's on his phone, he kind of goes like this.
Wait, so you haven't seen this guy for 3 months, for whatever reason, and now you're concerned that he has another woman lined up? My thoughts are this, okay? This is my hypothetical as to what I think happened here. I think that she wanted some space from the guy, right? So he took that space and he said, all right, bet. I'm gonna, we'll have our space. So now he doesn't get to see his kids as much. He's been gone for 3 months, and he figures this woman wants me gone. She wants the benefits of me, but she wants me gone. So I'm going to start talking to other women, which is 100% deserved if that's how it played out, right? All of these people who are like, man, they go to their partner and they're like, I think we should go on a break. A break just means you want to be able to see other people without feeling bad about it. So if a woman initiates a break, right? Number one, the man should never accept. He should just break up with her. But number two, don't be surprised if during that break, the man also finds somebody else and you get replaced.
The pressuring, and then he already talked about, when we were talking about how we were going to be before we talked to our daughter, and how we wanted, I said, I want this to be okay. We weren't meant for each other, but that doesn't mean we have to be enemies, and it's good for them to see that we can even be friends, right? And have like moments that it's the four of us. So yeah, the different behaviors have gotten me like thinking, does he already have someone else? And it does make me feel like shit even more.
Yeah, okay, so what I think happened here was this woman soft-ended the relationship, and now she's pissed because the ex-husband, or the husband still, has found another woman, and she hasn't found another man in that time. Right? Or her monkey branch, if you guys are familiar with that term, has completely failed. Right? A lot of women, what they'll do is they will like try to end a relationship at the same time that they have a new guy lined up, and then a lot of them really regret it when the relationship ends or the guy no longer wants to see them or whatever. But she failed to get to that new guy, right? She failed her monkey branch onto the next man. But basically, she's pissed here because he found someone else, during this time. It sounded to me like she initiated a separation to some degree. He said, okay, and he went, and now he's talking to other women, and now she's pissed about it. and it hurts her ego, and she doesn't want to return to the dating market because she's like a 40 or 50-year-old plus woman. Hilarious.
It really does, because I feel like I'm that easily replaceable.
Yep.
For 12 years that I've been with him, I feel like I've begged for his love, and it's like the harder, the more the people play hard to get, the more you want that person. I feel like that's what's happening, even though I know that he is not the person for me.
Okay, so this guy has been a problem for 12 years to you. Because he's not emotionally available to you, whatever he does, he's not investing as much love as you feel as though he should into you for the last 12 years. So my question is, I'm going to assume that you've been together for 12 years as an aggregate, like 12 years total. Why have you been with this man for 12 years if you feel as though he's done you wrong and he doesn't love you, which chances are he does, but if you feel like he doesn't love you for the last 12 years, why have you been with him for the last 12 years? If this man, this is the crazy logic that always gets me, guys. It's like, okay, if he's such a piece of crap, why are you with him? No answer? Like, what is this? Like, these people just can't take any responsibility for the situations that they get themselves in. If you're dating someone who's terrible, right? Or who you perceive to be terrible, which you can perceive very quickly, by the way, leave them. You see what I'm saying?
An ego thing. I know that. I know it's an ego thing. But I'm not gonna lie, it makes me feel like shit. It really does. It makes me feel horrible about myself. And I wish it didn't. But it does. So then,
I don't know about you guys, but I didn't see like a single tear right there, by the way. And what is up with people just crying on the internet? It amazes me, right? Whether people just, I don't. Again, it makes me really hard to have empathy for these people because they're crying in front of strangers on the internet, or essentially attention is what it is, right? Like I can't believe tears that are posted to thousands of people, millions of people, even if they want to see it, right? I can't believe tears when you broadcast tears. They become illegitimate to me, you know?
so then I feel like maybe it's time to just like rip the band-aid off and like start dating myself, or seeing what's out there.
I think you're already
And
did.
I know a lot of people say, no, you're not ready, and you got to learn to love yourself before you can love someone else, and you got to be by yourself. But I feel like I have been for the last 12 years, actually. I feel like I have been by myself in a certain way. I've been with someone, but he's been doing his own thing this whole time, and I'll get into that in another post. But yeah, part of me just wants to just like, let's go, let's move on, let's do this, because I do not like feeling like shit and like I'm not worthy of.
Right, so we'll get into what the man did, but not in this like first 4 minutes here, where we explain how we're feeling, right? So we have 4 minutes essentially here of talking about how we're feeling with no facts whatsoever as to what the man did. You guys notice that, right? When we watch these videos, it's like 4 minutes straight. This woman has tried to get the audience's sympathy and empathy on her side. Okay, but we don't actually hear any facts about what the man did or what, whether or not he cheated. And I think that this woman, look at her. She was able to justify this to herself, right? She's justifying talking to people immediately after her marriage, which doesn't sound like it's actually ended. I'm not quite sure if they're divorced or not here, but it seems like she is on the process of getting one. But she's justifying it. She's like, yeah, well, I felt lonely and not loved, so I'm going to immediately move on. That's like the wheels turning in her head. She's justifying it to herself and to her audience, so she feels okay about her jumping immediately to a man, which I guarantee you she's probably already done anyway. But she doesn't want to commit to it because she's realizing like, oh, these guys, they're probably not going to commit to me. This is the problem that these women have when they exit long-term relationships, is they exit it, but they realize that no man really wants them. Right? No guy wants to go out here and wife up a woman who's like 40 or 50 years of age, who's got a divorce already under her belt, who has children, all of this crap, right? And so they're like, damn it, I have to stay with this guy, and then they resent him and then they cheat on him. It's ridiculous, right? Like, it's absolutely hilarious. They try and leave, and they're like, damn, it's cold outside, it's cold on the streets, and then they come back and then they resent their husband who's been loving them the whole time. You see how that works? Like, damn it, I can't move up anymore, so I'm stuck here, and now I resent the man who loves me. Absolutely disgusting. But let's continue on to the next video here, and I don't particularly know what this woman is. So this is resentment with divorce. So let's take a listen to this woman too. I don't know if this is the same woman. Am I tripping? Might be the same woman. I don't know. Different angles, different filters, all that.
Resentment. It's something that I definitely felt towards H, that I feel towards H sometimes, because it's just different for men and women. I mean, and that's just the way it is. Like, anyone can argue that, oh, no, it's not. Like, women have it 10 times harder. We are the caretakers. We have the invisible load. Isn't
that convenient? How, like, you have the invisible load of the relationship. It's like we can't really define what it is that you're bringing to the relationship, but it's a load, but it's invisible. But it's a load, but it's also invisible. Like, get out of here, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. I'm gonna wind that back. I wasn't really listening to what she just said right there, but holy hell, yeah, the invisible load. Let's take a listen.
It's something that I definitely felt towards H, that I feel towards H sometimes, because it's just different for men and women. I mean, and that's just the way it is. Like,
so you feel resentment towards your husband in this divorce situation, and your reasoning for that is because it's different, because it's different by gender is your reasoning. I feel resentment towards X because it's different by gender. That quite literally, ma'am, does not make sense. That's amazing. The mental acrobatics and gymnastics going on here, phenomenal work.
Anyone can argue that, oh, no, it's not. Like, women have it 10 times harder. We are the caretakers. We have the invisible load. We take care of the kids and work, or some people just take care of the kids. But, like, we have...
Wait, so it's harder to resent your partner. My brain, guys, my brain is hurting really badly. So this woman is saying that women tend to resent men more in the divorce, and that's somehow, number one, a harder thing. And the reason why that happens is because she's a woman and because of the invisible load that she carries. What?
Have an amount of work and responsibility and mental, like, load. Yeah, when it comes to the kids, that's just not, it's not the same. I mean, biologically, we nurse, or some, not all. So
you take care of kids in a more emotionally connective way than the man, and this gives you the right to resent your husband more. Okay. Why don't, like, on my brain, guys, my brain. So she's complaining because she feels as though it's an unequal workload, that women, again, you don't have to, you're strong and liberated, you can return to the workforce if you like, okay? But she's complaining because women have to do more work than the men do in these traditional relationships here. Okay, why don't you go and work and provide for the family, and the man stays home and takes care of the kids? Number one, because you'll end up resenting the guy because you fundamentally understand that the role is easier. It's not, both roles are difficult, but let's see you go out there and you earn the bread, okay, and you put the roof over the family every single day, and then we'll see how you go with that mental load that you've been dealing with. This is the thing that really gets me, is like, you have people and they're like, man, men just have it so much easier. Men can go out there and work, and all they have to do is work, as if, men just go outside, we go to our workplaces, we collect the money from the workplace, and then we just return home with said money, and we don't have to do anything. If you feel like your mental invisible load and taking care of kids, which, by the way, these kids are yours, like, you should really love them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should want to take care of your kids. If this is such a difficult thing for you, okay, madam, go out there, get with a man who is, who is happy to be the stay-at-home dad, and then you go to work. And what'll happen is, number one, you won't want to work. You'll hate it. You'll be stressed out trying to pay the bills. And also, you'll resent your man because you feel like you're doing more. That's exactly what's going to happen. But we have to paint ourselves as the victim. Ridiculous video, man. Absolutely ridiculous.
It's not the same. I mean, biologically, we nurse, or some, not all. So while H was able to really dedicate himself more to his career, I've had to split myself, and it has been extremely difficult.
Wait, so while your man went and worked, you had to look after the kids, and it sounds like you had to work a little bit, and you're pissed about this because the man got to go to work as if work is some like magical place where men collect money and we just return home having done nothing. This woman's logic is infallible. I think that, hey, you're strong, you're independent, you want to do your thing. Why don't you be the career woman? Why don't you chase your career and the man can stay at home?
We both work in video production, and since I've known him, H has always traveled for work, and I completely get that and whatnot. But once we had, our daughter, it continued, which is fine. It was just more of a feeling like it's not the same for me. Like, I can't just up and leave, for weeks at a time, sometimes almost a month. And like, I couldn't do that, I would, or I could, I know I could if I wanted to, but I didn't want to. And so, of course, it was like, he is, moving up in his career and I am staying stagnant, and that is frustrating. And then finally, when my daughter turned 2 and I came back to the United States after, living in Mexico for such a long time, and offered a bigger position in a production company, and I took it. It was the first time that I was away from her, and working a full-time job, and I loved it. I really enjoyed that, and I realized that I can't be just a stay-at-home mom, and it's important for me to work, and that gives me joy as well.
Okay, so I was wrong, right? So she enjoys going out here and making the bread, and that is more important to her than looking after the kid. So I was completely wrong there, right? I would have thought that, hey, maybe she'd go out here and she'd completely hate the workforce. But hey, guess what, guys? She proved me completely wrong, which is true. And she likes her job and she needs her job because, that takes precedence over taking care of her daughter. Right? It's just very weird, the mental loops that go into videos like this, right? It's like, I want to be a career woman, okay, but I want to have a family and I want to get married. It's like, this is the lie, okay, that women have been sold. The lie goes like this: you can do anything that men can do, you can do anything that you put your mind to, and you can have a career, you can have a family, you can have a career and a family at the same time, right? You can go out there, you can be a boss babe, you can be a queen, you can dominate everything. But at the same time, you can have a family and you can have a man who also does everything for you and who goes out there and works and provides for the family. You kind of have to choose some things here. You can be a boss babe and a queen who pursues her career, or you can be a mother to your kid. Okay? And some women, okay, like this girl here who have proved me wrong, she wants to go and chase her career, which is fine. You're welcome to do that. We live in a liberated society. But guess what? You also liberate yourself from family in that process. Right? And you might say, well, how come it's different for men? How come men get to go and work and do all this stuff? Number one, work is still work. And number two, men go out and work for their family. And number three, if men don't work, they don't get a family anyway. That's the thing that's like really overlooked in a lot of these situations, right? Is like, people say like, oh, I want to be the career babe and the boss woman. And then when the husband stays at home to look after the kids, they resent him. Men don't feel the same way. Like, we really don't. If our wife or whatever is staying at home looking after the kids, making a nice home, and we have the ability to pay all the bills and whatever, a lot of men really don't have issue with this. They actually really quite like it. They're like, they think that it's a beautiful thing. But if a guy's staying at home and being a stay-at-home father and he's not working, like, you better believe that woman is not going to respect that man. women say that they want this crap, and people say that they love the idea of this, but there's a reason why you never really see it in practice. There is an absolute reason why.
But when it came to like being able to travel for work, I was never available for that. Because I didn't want to leave my daughter. My daughter's also autistic, so I try to limit these drastic changes in her life as much as possible. And I've been the one constant factor, so I can't just like up and go for a couple weeks or a couple of days even. And I know that's been my choice and whatnot, but
didn't she just say that she took the job where she was having time away from her daughter anyway? Isn't that what she just said? I thought she chose the career over the kid.
Yeah, there is resentment there when he can and he does, and I don't. And again, I know that that's my choice. Now, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to be able to work even now. I have my own company, and I've decided to have my own company to give me the flexibility of being the mother that I want to be, but also having the career that I want to have. And it's not like I don't, I don't. H right now is in Miami, then he's going to go to Mexico, and then, he goes to Jamaica, and he goes all over the place. And I don't because I don't want to disrupt my kid's life. I'm still nursing my son, so yeah, there's resentment, but there's also resentment when I don't have the help, and that's a big factor.
I'd be interested to see, okay, if this man, I love how it's like she doesn't feel helped, right? Number one, she doesn't feel helped, but this man is literally out there working to provide for her and for the kids. That's number one. So she doesn't feel helped, but the dude seems to be out there working for money for them both. That's number one. Number two, regarding excuse me guys, I'm a little bit sick here, by the way. I would be very interested to know the income percentages to the household, like the contributions of both the man and the woman, assuming they could work 100% full time. Right? I'd be very interested to see that, okay, if this woman was a career woman, would her and going out there earning the money for the household, doing what she wants to do, her company here that she says that she has, I would be very interested if that in any way would match the dude's income, like provably match it. Because in a lot of these situations, like these women say that they want to work as well, but they simply don't have the numbers to back it up to be able to go and work and provide for the entire family. Right? Like, how many times have we seen these girls say, oh, I have a company and, I have a video production company, or I'm working here, I'm doing this. And then it's like an Instagram page with like 600 followers. Now, this woman might have a legitimate company for all I know that can make some big dollars, but I'm always very skeptical. And I also think that in a lot of cases when these dudes are out here working, there's a reason why the man is working too. Right? And typically because he's more successful financially. Women don't choose. When women go out there and they date guys, I want to make this very clear. When women choose their long-term partners, they don't choose dudes, typically, who earn less money than them. Right? You guys can watch this all day on podcasts, right? You go and you take a listen to these women. They don't date dudes long-term who earn less money than them. But guys, I think we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, remember to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.